Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to a reading for May 2024. We're just gonna, or 2023. I keep saying 2024 for some reason, so clearly there could be something happening in May 2024 for everybody, but who the hell knows? You have this artist card that says creative endeavors can help improve your cash flow. So I'm a big fan of creativity for you fire signs right now, just in general, mostly because it's being rewarded. So, I would do whatever you can if you have any creative ideas. I would just get started with the Knight of Pentacles. That card also says seek out help. So, I feel like for some of you, it's like maybe you need to seek out the help of like an expert or a person who knows how to, do more than you do. And I think now would be the time. You have the Two of Cups and the Lovers. Both cards can represent a soulmate, but it doesn't have to be love. You have the Three of Pentacles here, which could represent like a business partner, just a person that could help you be more successful, right? So, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to get help from, people in like work or business, especially because it kind of looks financial to me in this reading. So, that's basically what I would do here, with this reading. I also, of course, do see love if you want it. I can't remember. I think you showed up in Libra's reading today, by the way. So, for some of you, I'm pretty sure it was Libra. There could be a Libra coming in for you. It could also be another fire sign or a Taurus or a Virgo. Earth, Earth is basically standing out to me right here with the Knight of Pentacles. So, that makes sense. I kind of feel, Knight of Pentacles is known for being like slow and taking their time and all that other stuff. And, actually the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot that normally represents no movement. But I actually kind of feel like this person might be moving slow, but the message I'm getting here is that if you have a person that is moving slowly, that you also want to move slowly. So, is it really a problem? I would say no. I think it's probably a good thing. Again, if you have any creative ideas, I do feel this is saying you need to get a move on. You need to get, working because, if you don't, then nothing is going to happen. I actually think for those of you that have creative ideas, you could be getting a lot of attention for those ideas with the Three of Pentacles. So, for a lot of you, I would like get working on the things that you want to, create in your life. I see a lot of success and abundance and a lot of happiness and pretty much everything here. So, I would get moving with the Three of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lot of abundance with the Three of Pentacles. And I also feel like, it's a card of recognition. So, if you have a creative idea, this can be a card of doing, it's a card of quality work. So it can basically say that you're getting recognized for the work that you're doing in like work, business, and otherwise. You have the Lovers here. It's interesting. You go Lovers, Hierophant, this Eight of Swords, where this guy is setting this woman free to the Sun, which is like these two babies having a really good time. So I kind of feel like you could be attracting a very solid relationship into your life, something very childlike, very playful. And it's almost like either you're attracting a person who sets you free or you could be setting them free. Take it how it resonates. But it's like you could be attracting a person who was stuck or maybe a little bit jaded as far as relationships are concerned, or it could be you. Like I said, take it how it resonates. But this looks really good. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have this Man card. Again, I'm using this Lenormand deck to clarify. I don't attach gender in these general readings. It could be whatever gender you're attracted to. But again, it looks to me, he kind of looks like a knight in shining armor. We go to the Hermit, to the Eight of Swords. I kind of do feel that there could be a person who sets you free in life, especially in love. But as I said at the beginning of the reading, it could also be a person who just knows more than you. Like if you have a creative idea, maybe you have a creative idea for a YouTube video, but maybe you don't know how to set up a YouTube video. But again, maybe there's a person in your life who can help you do it, and then you have some sort of success because of it. So I feel like this is saying like look for a person who can help you, outside of love. But if this is love, again, I feel like it's a person who sets you free. With the Three of Pentacles, you have this Book card. Really good card. It basically says if you don't know how to do something, learn. I'm a big fan of this. We had a bunch of energy go through Capricorn over the past several years. I mean, in 2016, we had Saturn in Capricorn. We've had Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto's left Capricorn. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn before fully leaving Capricorn next year. But it doesn't matter. Just because planets leave a sign does not mean we're done working with the energy. We work with that energy forever. We just learn the energy when the planet is in the sign. So it's like, you've been learning how to learn for a long time. Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn. And so this basically says that learning how to do something is what's going to make you successful. With the lovers, you have the fish. Love it. I mean, the fish traditionally is the king of diamonds in the Lenormand, and traditionally he does represent a soulmate. So, there could be a true soulmate coming in for you. It's also an amazing card for money or like some sort of harvest. Fish are symbols of wealth, luck, abundance. So I feel there could be a lot more abundance coming in for you here, especially if you're working on something creative. Like I said, in your next row for what you need to hear right now, you have this great fortune card. It says, good luck, triumph, happiness, ease, rewards for your efforts, fulfillment, dreams come true, positive outcome. There you go. So clearly there are great fortunes coming in for you at this time. For some of you, it could be due to a love connection, obviously here, Sag, because you have the Two of Cups, the Hermit, and the Hierophant. This would be marriage. The Two of Cups could be a soulmate, of course, like we already said. So, if you want love, I feel like you could be attracting a soulmate. I always think of the Two of Cups as like someone who's very different than your usual type. These two people, they are meant to look very different. They come from two different worlds. So you could literally be attracting a person who's from a different world, who comes from a different world. You could just be attracting someone who lives life differently. I definitely feel there's a difference is what I'm getting at here, but clearly there's going to be a lot of happiness. You have the Hermit here. So, the Hermit kind of says you've been through a lot of challenges and you've climbed to the top of the mountain. Now it's time for you to shine your inner light. You end with the sun in your reading as well. Sometimes I feel like the sun, it's a card of attention. The sun kind of shines a light on things that we need to pay attention to in life, usually through like desire or excitement, meaning you desire to do something. That could be the sun telling you, go do this thing. Like maybe you're excited about starting a business or getting into a relationship. And so if you're excited about it, the sun says, do it. And I kind of feel that here, but you could be holding back. He has the star in his lantern here, right above my finger. So, for some of you, it's like there's something very exciting that could be coming in for you. But I kind of feel the Hermit is saying don't hold back for whatever reason. And also, if we look here, we have the Four of Pentacles. So, again, I feel this is saying don't hold back. You have the Hierophant. Definitely could be marriage if you want to get married. Could be a Taurus coming in for you, like I already said. On top of that, the Hierophant kind of represents like bringing your dreams down to earth. And, that great fortune card, it says, where did it say it? It said, dreams come true. So the Hierophant is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. He communicates with both sides. So I feel like you need to bring a dream that you have down to earth, whatever it is, could be anything. And I feel like you will be able to do it very quickly. Hierophant is also a card of learning. So, I'm a big fan of education and self-education right now. It's the quickest way to become successful. With the Two of Cups, you have the Snake card. The snake can represent like an enemy or sneaky energy, so obviously we're going to have to look into this. I would be careful of anyone from the past here, anyone who left you out in the cold. Even going this way, the Page of Wands would be going towards new love. So we do still have Mercury retrograde this, for half of this month about, and, I would just be careful of a past person. With the Hermit here, speaking of Mercury retrograde, I didn't see my thing recording there for a second. I was like, oh my God, this hasn't been recording this whole time. But it is. With the Hermit, you have the Moon. The Moon represents kind of like the moon in the tarot, can represent illusions, needing to trust your intuition. But it's a little bit different than the tarot because, funny enough, the Moon in the Lenormand represents needing to bring the moon down to earth. So again, if you have some sort of goal, wish, dream, something that you want to accomplish, this says you need to get that down to earth and you need to make it happen. So I feel for a lot of you, there's like some sort of big dream that you have. There might be, the moon in the Lenormand, it has like a little bit more of an emphasis on things that you don't see. The moon in the tarot kind of represents the unseen as well. But the moon in the Lenormand, it's just like a little bit extra. So it does say that you're going on an adventure. Like you, if you're trying to build a business or some sort of dream that you have, there might be things that you don't expect to come up, but it just says push through those things. With the Hierophant, you have this Bees card. This card represents like sweet results. It's not a traditional Lenormand card. This is just an oracle card that's in this deck. So I feel like there are like very positive results coming in for you here in your life. Next, you have this card that sorry about that, Sag. This deck is awesome. It's the Empyrean Oracle, but it just is easier to read when you don't have two bright lights shining directly into your eyes. So that's why I couldn't read it. But it says ebb on it, like EBB. So I feel like for some of you that, I really feel like this card is saying something very specific to me. It's like saying you don't have to know exactly where you're going. You have the Page of Wands. You have this Moon card as well. And kind of like what I'm getting is that some of you, it's like maybe you have like a, some sort of idea for your life, and it's like you don't know exactly how you're going to get there. And I feel this card is saying you don't have to know exactly how you're going to get there. You just have to get started. That Page of Wands says you just have to take the first step on your journey. This is from the Empyrean Oracle, by the way, and by Threads of Fate, and they're all awesome, like animated cards. I have a full disclosure. I have a full business relationship with Threads of Fate, but they're launching 3 new decks. And again, this video isn't sponsored, but again, you should probably know that I have a business relationship with them. So, if you want to check out the 3 new decks, there's a link down below. They're like even more awesome than this. And again, I've never promoted anything in the 8 years that I've had this channel, so that should tell you how awesome they are. But what I would say here is that this deck is equally as awesome, but you can buy this one right now. But anyway, where I was going with this is that I feel like this is saying you don't have to know like exactly how you're going to get somewhere. You just have to get started. You have the 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords. Too much like stuck energy right here, right? The 8 of Swords is self-imposed restriction. It says you could be much more successful, but you have to set yourself free. I do also feel, again, that if you're attracting love, it's almost as if there is a positive person coming in for you who kind of sets you free, or it could be you. Take it how it resonates. Again, you could be moving towards a person and you could be the one that's setting them free. You have the 5 of Pentacles. This would represent feeling left out in the cold. So I always say with the 5 of Pentacles that really the 5 of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. The 5 of Pentacles wants you to focus on your strengths. So I feel like you need to focus on what you're good at and not on what you're not good at for this new journey. Again, if you're focusing too much on the, that you don't have the resources necessary to accomplish your goal, for example, then you're focusing on lack. I feel like you need to focus on what you do have. You have the 4 of Pentacles here. Again, I would be careful of a past person who's kind of like holding on to you, because I get that feeling. You have that snake card there. It's like the one warning in this reading: don't allow a past person to like come back and confuse you or drag you back into their mess or whatever the case may be. Again, this retrograde, for whatever reason, seems to be like a little bit more about like exes coming back, so I would be careful of that. With the 4 of Pentacles, you have this tree card. This card represents stability in building something long term. I feel like you're much, much more focused on building something long-term. Pretty much everyone is, because of Uranus and Taurus. I always say that with Uranus and Taurus, that I personally believe that pretty much all of us are going to be very focused on like building something long-term, something that lasts for a long time. So that makes sense. With the 5 of Pentacles, you have the Sun. Amazing. You have the Sun twice going this way. The Sun in the Lenormand is very similar to the Sun in the Tarot. They both represent, success, happiness, victories, good fortunes. They can represent fame and fortune as well. So there's clearly a lot of success coming in for you. I just feel like with this snake card, that you have to avoid like bad habits, I'm not calling you out here, Sagittarius. This looks very good, obviously. But it's like, for some of you, I have something about business as well. Like, there's great fortune here. You have that great fortune card, but then you have that snake. I feel like it's saying like, make sure that you develop good business habits if you're finding success in business, which it looks like you are, or in your career, right? Like, keep the good habits going. With the 8 of Swords, you have the mountains. The mountain kind of represents like an obstacle or something that's in your way. But again, the 8 of Swords represents only seeing one way of doing things when there might be many ways to do something that you want to do. So again, I feel like you need to open up to all the ways that exist for you to be successful or for you to accomplish something, and don't only look at one way of doing things. Stay open to all the possibilities. Finally, for messages from your future self, you have this destruction card. I feel like you are destroying the past. I feel like you're, there is some sort of letting go of the past here that's going on. Sorry, you probably can't really, I don't know if you can see that card or not, but I feel like you could be letting something go. I also do feel you have the Page of Wands, World, and the Sun. You see, this is the after tarot, and there's this lady back here. It's almost like she's grieving the loss of this Page of Wands walking away. And so for some of you, I kind of feel there may, like, your future self is saying that there might be a person in your life who's being dramatic. It could be like a parent, could just be a person that you know that's being dramatic about some sort of change that you're making. But again, don't allow that to stop you from making a positive change in your life. I feel like some sort of new adventure is going to be very successful for you. Obviously, you have the World card here. The World is a lot of success, joy with the Sun. The World with the Sun is even more positive. So, I feel like you're building something very successful. You could be entering into a new world as well. I always say that the World is a portal card. She's like in the middle of this portal here, and she's, going through the other side. So, I feel like for a lot of you, you could almost be being reborn at this time, or you could be experiencing a rebirth where you're about to start like something new in your life. You have the Sun. The Sun is a card of joy and happiness. So, I feel for a lot of you, there is a lot of happiness coming in for you. I also feel like you're very focused on, creating more joy in your life. Like I just feel, sometimes when things get better, they continue to get better, which is great. And with that Great Fortune card, I feel like you are like wanting to keep those wins going in your life. You're wanting to create more happiness. With the Page of Wands, you have the dice. This is not a Lenormand card. Again, this deck has some extra cards in it that are Oracle cards. This card represents taking a risk. And again, I feel like you could be taking a risk to walk away from something here. For some of you, and by the way, if this is like an ex, I kind of get the feeling that this could be a person that's like, oh, you're going to regret walking away from me. I don't think you're going to regret walking away from this person. So, there you go. If a person says that, you're not. It doesn't even have to be that. It could just be like a parent who is worried about you moving or something like that. But I think you have to do this anyway. With the World, you have the ship moving. The ship literally represents moving, traveling, going to new locations. It can represent dealing with like foreign locations as well. So if you're in business and you're a Sagittarius, you travel, move, all those things that I just said. It's like you're stepping into your true power. But again, if you're dealing with like foreign business or anything like that, there could be a lot of success there. For some of you, I'm getting that you might be thinking about moving to a foreign country for business reasons or whatever. I would do it. I feel like there's a lot of success there for you. With the Sun, you have the Fox. The Fox can represent tricky energy. Again, this could be like a truth that's being exposed here because you go Snake, Sun, Five of Pentacles, Sun, Fox. You could be seeing a past person for who they truly are. You could be seeing them as a liar, a cheater, a stealer. A lot of people have been getting this. This eclipse that we just had this eclipse in Aries. And this eclipse, I feel like it could expose a lot of truths, let's put it that way. And also we're in a time of truth where Pluto and Aquarius, it's not even Pluto and Aquarius. Truthfully, it's Pluto going from Capricorn to Aquarius. It's the transition, right? And we will see these things being exposed over the next like 20 years, of course, the entire time Pluto's in Aquarius, but it's that transition that is kind of causing the truth to come out. And so we're going to see a lot of truths, coming out in the media, people in our lives, pretty much everything. You have this falseness card. I would definitely be careful of fake people. Again, almost every single person has had that card, the falseness card, which is pretty crazy. This deck has a bunch of cards in it. So, it's pretty crazy when a card repeats like that. I would be careful of fake people for sure. You have this size card. It's like a card of waiting for something. And I kind of feel like this is saying you need to make something happen. So, don't wait around to, flirt with that person from the office or whatever it is you want to do. I would say, make your move here. Next, you have this wedding card. There you go. You have the Hierophant. You have this wedding card. Some of you could be getting married. For others, if they could be meeting a person that you could get married to in the future. Again, I would be careful of a past person. I feel like this person is saying things to you as well. If this story is for you, I feel that there could be a past person who's like, oh, you're going to regret this or whatever. I would say, no, I'm not, because you're not. Next, you have this card that says Consolation. It's like some sort of gift coming in for you here as well. You have that Great Fortune card. I feel if you went through a breakup or a separation, the universe is bringing you a gift. For others, I just feel like there's great fortune coming in for you in general. So, keep working on whatever you're working on and don't give up. I feel like you're going to be rewarded. And next, you have this conversation card. A lot of communication here. I would be careful of getting. It is popping into my head, by the way. Like, if you have a past person, I would be careful of getting. Like, I feel like this person uses their words as a weapon. Like maybe they just talk your ear off about why you need to stay with them, and then because they've been talking for so long, you just give up, right? So I would be careful of a person like that. I'm gonna pull an extra card here. You also have this thought card. I think you need to stop thinking and take action on like some sort of new adventure here, Sag, because it's clearly going to be very successful. But this is a really good reading. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.